2 seconds.
You've been privileged with such power.
Yeah, 60 FPS, boys. Let's go. Okay, so do you know when it starts, the second point? I'm guessing... Well... Oh, okay, that's right. Oh, you capped it really fast. Okay. So this is where you're struggling at, right? Taking second point, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so second point is a bit interesting for Ball Sigma here because I think I went through it with the guys yesterday, but you weren't here, Chemist. The problem of second point is... Oops, there we go. Here's my pen. This first choke here is like... Actually, I was saying... I went through it with another coaching session and some other guys. Basically, on defenders actually have the disadvantage here on second point because this choke here, if they defend this choke, right, you can now use the new elevators, right? This is a new elevator, isn't it? The one where it goes up when you stand on it,
Yeah.
right? This should be used all the time now, right, for your main group. Now I'm going to see if you guys do that because that's going to be the biggest issue because before Volskaya was kind of like tough for attackers because you come through here and then everyone's looking at you, right? And the choke's kind of thin, and obviously it's a choke point at the end of the day, right? But it's really hard for like a Sigma to push through a choke point by himself, obviously, right? In general. Where's your brig?
She's with me on the left side.
Okay. Was there any reason she was going here with you?
No,
I have no idea.
No, I think he just went there.
So I like okay. The idea could be good, right? If the Sigma was with the Brig. But obviously, if Brig is going away from Sigma and just holding this point, you do nothing as Brig, right? You can't even heal properly if you're this far away, right? So this is a bit of a problem, and this is going to mean Sigma is going to struggle to push anywhere. Because if Brig was with Sigma here, right, Brig could like boot back the Sigma, and they could push in a lot easier through this choke. Yeah. So that might be your initial problem. That's a bit of a problem. But the thing to say to Even Star here is, don't bother with this going main anymore. Just go up here and utilize the high ground because the enemies can't defend it properly, and then you instantly get a high ground advantage and you push through a choke for free. Does that make sense? Right. So that's the first thing. Okay, let's see if that might happen. Let's see. Maybe it does happen. Okay, it does happen, right? But obviously, so this is good so far, right? And you guys, wait, Chemist, let's see what you did here. Let's go back. Where is it? There it is.
I think I was trying to color dive onto the Zen. I messed up my swing.
Right, but people aren't ready, right?
Yeah.
How do you know when people are ready? When the Sigma and the Brig and the Zen are where?
Through
on this high ground.
On the
right?
high ground, yeah.
That's when they're ready. Obviously, before it would be they're just the other side of this choke at mid. Like that would be, and they're ready to go in. But you don't need to do this on Volskaya anymore. And obviously, that's really weak as well because it's just so far away. It's kind of why this place exists with the like ladder thing, right? So let's see how early you go in here because they're not ready. First of all, right? This is a massive issue, Brig being there, because all she's going to do here is feed, and then it just makes this group weaker, right? And she does do it. We'll watch her player perspective after, okay? But so you're waiting for a dive. You've gone in too early. Look where your Zen and your Sigma are. Can you see they're not even close to being ready? So this is the first issue so far. Maybe you're a bit too preemptive. Can you see what happened to the Brig, by the way? She's now like on int mode. She basically was down here. I think she bashed, fell down, and now there's a hog in her face.
Yeah,
she's basically dead.
That's why I power drive early to try and
right,
help
but
her.
this is down to comms, right? This isn't down to like you should be able to see this and see that it's a stupid play. If you're going in already, that means that something's been called out, right? In comms, usually, right? Maybe if you see a Brig gone in already, you haven't checked the other team, which is all still here, like not even ready to go in. Yeah, even Echo's not ready, right? And that's who you kind of really are waiting for, right? So I'll make it a bit better now in terms of when to coordinate a dive. So Ed, you, and Echo all kind of need to be on the same page, need to all be ready to kind of like be in a position to go in or whatever. By the way, if Ed is 1v1ing a tracer, this doesn't mean you need to be ready and you need to go in. Ed just needs to get a healing orb from the Zen, which is obviously hard if Zen's not even in the fight yet, right? And just needs to force out the tracer and just have this 1v1 until both of them run away, okay? That's fine, right? I know Ed can get forced out and now he has to recall because, you know, the tracer had the healing orb. But Ed, your plan really is just hide in a position. If you do get spotted, try and blink in range of like a armor pack by Brig or a health pack by Zen. And if that was the reason that Brig came to the right just to defend you, she's not really doing a good job because you're now taking a 1v1 and she's not even there to help you. See what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
If that was the reason for Brig going that way, it was executed really poorly. But yeah, so I guess you've gone in now. This is way too early, as you see. And Brig is kind of like inting, and now Brig has to get back. But what's the problem here? Brig's now come back to main. Zen's now come main, I guess, to heal the Brig, because look, there's a heal on Brig, and he panicked. And now they're in the complete wrong position. They need to be here, right?
Yeah.
And maybe tell your Zen this, right? Tell your Zen for this map. Get onto this high ground first, because I went through it yesterday. I said to them, Zen's going to be the one choosing where the SIG should go, and this should never ever be a scenario where both of them are split. So in this scenario, if Zen's like come main, SIG should be down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just yeah. Right. Does that make sense? Like, so this is a bit of an issue that's recurring, and they said they had it kind of like sorted, but was this a scrim yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly, there's still some issue here, right? This should never be.
This was. I was saying this during the scrim because we had Aston in instead of our normal
Yeah.
Zen. It was really disconnected. This like the entire scrim.
Wait, was this Aston
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Lunchbox?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, this kind of sums it up, really. Of course, the problem is now, if you have a sub, right? If you have a sub, then that means the actual coordination between the Sigma, the sub, and also, by the way, Zen has a lot of importance in this comp. He needs to get proper discords. He needs to literally have the Brig and the Sigma following him, and he needs to basically not die. Zen is probably like the second most important player in this comp. He is the leader of this whole group. So if he doesn't know what to do, right, for whatever reason, this whole group is going to fall apart. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, Aston, this is a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Either bring Sigma with you and hold main if you want to do that, or you need to be on high ground with the Sigma, which is what I would prefer. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
Anyway, Chemist, you kind of went in to protect I guess I don't really know what was happening there. And I guess Sigma here is a priority for all you guys. Let's watch it in kind of like slower motion, see what happens. Really, right. This is great pick from you guys. What can you guys do now?
We can go in. We can start pushing.
Yeah. Also, another thing as well, don't jump on these platforms before your team is on there. You have to all jump at the same time, otherwise this is going to go up. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
Brig is going to miss it. Yeah. This does waste time, trust me. I know it doesn't waste as much time as before, but before it didn't make a difference. Anyway. Okay, yeah. So, basically, notice, by the way, while these two guys were literally pissing around with, like getting on top of this, and this is really important, guys. Like, you need to tell them that it's so important to actually, like, be on time with these platforms. By the way, before, it was, like, essential. It was so important before to time it correctly and to be there within the right second, because if it missed without you, right, you could be dead, right? That's how important it was before. Now, it's so much easier, and there's still things going wrong, like guys missing the platforms. And by the way, because I do miss this platform, your Echo literally died because couldn't get an armor pack. I didn't even know where you... Oh, yeah, Echo's already dead. That's even worse, right? Because you guys were faffing around with the platform and you guys aren't even ready. Look, you're both here. Echo's here. She's fine at the moment. But then while you guys are going on the platform here, I think she just gets bursted down by Tracer, yeah, and Echo at the same time. Wait, what?
She killed the Echo. Like just a second ago. Our Echo killed their Echo, and then
Yes,
she gets like one
that's the wrong kill feed I was looking at. I'm thinking of the wrong colours. I think I'm thinking you're blue as well. But yeah, it's the Tracer that killed her. I know the Echo made a bit of a mistake. He needs to land on top of the high ground, not land down here, right? That's fine. But the main thing is, right, he didn't get armor or he didn't get heals because you got the two backliners are faffing around, right? And because both Echoes are dead now, which team has the advantage?
Them.
Yeah, them. So as soon as this happens, right, they have the advantage now, but you guys are going to go in anyway. So I know you guys are going to go in. I mean, the SIG's already going in, so you guys are going to commit to this. And that's fine to commit to it. It's not a problem. But already, right, this is a fight where everything's all over the place. Yeah, everything's all over the place. A slam comes out. Honestly, if you can force out the enemy ults, this is fine. You shouldn't use ults yourself, though. Let's see how this works. Okay, you've used ult yourself. And you've rolled off the map. Okay.
Yeah, I got...
I'm just going to call this fight completely off. Everything went so wrong. We had every single person made a mistake, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want me to. Do you want me to go through all the mistakes from everyone, or do you kind of get the idea? Do you get your mistakes as well, Chemist?
Yeah, I get mine.
You went in too early. You've wasted an ult here, and it was a bit chaotic. I think you were just kind of going in without calling out. That's, to me, the engages from you here were engages where you weren't doing callouts, the right callouts. It was just kind of going in yourself. That's what it seems like. I might be wrong, but that's what it seems like. Okay. But although Ed is ready and going on the Zen, and yeah, Ed was kind of over here. He wasn't hiding as well. Everyone made a mistake, right? Everyone made a massive mistake here. And this, I'd called this fight off completely, and you guys should have just reset it like miles before. As soon as Brig was out of position here, this fight should have been reset immediately, right? There is no way you're winning that fight. This is probably why it's a problem. And obviously, if you lose one fight, what happens? The enemies get ultimate like economy advantage if you're not saving your ults. Okay. By the way, how much do you guys know about like ultimate economy advantage and how to like use it effectively?
I know like little bits that I've just kind of picked up from playing, but I don't think I've ever like properly learnt it.
Yeah, so that can be a coaching session, a session you guys with the 10 hours you'll have left after the session. Yeah,
Yep.
we can go over one of those. And by the way, so there's ultimate economy for your whole team, like team as a whole, and that's down to your like team comp and not swapping and situations like this, right? But there's also ultimate economy for like each individual player, but the team one's the most important, right? The each individual player one is down to the player, right? So I'd probably have to have a coaching session with each individual player, telling them this in general. But if you guys wanted a full team session, you could have either everyone in the team there, or maybe your other coach will go through it. But yeah, it's important you know stuff like this, because as you saw there, you using your ult there was a massive mistake, right?
Yeah.
The moment Sigma used his ult and you guys were at a slight disadvantage because of the echo be dying, right? If you looked at your ults on your team, Chemist, you'd realize that actually you guys pretty much only have one game-changing ult, and that's Ed's ult, and Ed's ult is down to him to use it, and it's not like a fight-winning ult. Fight-winning ults are Sigma ult, Ball ult, and Echo ult, right? And technically Rally as well. Zen's ult is defensive, so you can't even use it in the fight. You can't use it to win a fight, and Ed's ult is all down to him. Does that make sense? The fight-winning ults you should have had, you didn't have ready. Even though Sigma was on 95, when you had used your ultimate, which was quite a while ago now, because you know he was on, I think he was on like 85 or something, which is not near enough. Ult needs to be on like I'd say 92, 93 until you can be like, okay, we can use it this fight. And honestly, at really high level, an ult needs to be at like 98 because it needs to be used by that millisecond, right? It needs to be like a millisecond away from being used. Does that make sense? Or not a millisecond, but like a second right away from being used, right? Which is like 98. So anyway, let's continue with this. That fight was just a complete disaster, so we can ignore it, really. Okay, let me actually.
I can tell you it doesn't get much better.
But there might be different reasons. I want to see why. What was going wrong. So first of all, right.
We're split.
Yeah, no. Okay. So I had a game mode that I did with my old team, right, where it was called Staying Grouped, right, and it was a custom game mode, and it forced you guys to move together as a group, like close enough to each other, not like this when you're in a line, right? This, you're not split yet, you're just not rotating together, and not rotating together will cause you to be split, right? It will cause that as an effect. Okay, so the game mode I had meant it was a custom game mode. You had to there was like a circle around your main tank, and you had to stay in this circle. And if you didn't, you'd take like damage and die, right? And it was really good at practicing to help people stick together. The problem is, right, to do that properly, you need to be very, very, very confident on your hero, so you're not kind of like tunnel visioning. The reason I bring this up is because when someone isn't confident on a hero, they haven't played it enough or anything like that, they focus too much on playing the hero correctly. You guys probably noticed that, right?
Yeah.
Chemist, you might have noticed that. I guess because you were new to the ball, right? If you're not confident on your hero and you don't really know how to play him exactly, you're focusing too much on playing him correctly, right? Yeah. And you're not focusing enough on the team and stuff like that. So basically, the way to get over this is to go into custom games, like by yourself or a custom game code or something like that, right? practice your hero so you're confident with all the combos. Literally, by the way, when the game first came out, this is what I did on like Lucio and like Anna, and I literally got like top 500 of them like almost instantly, right? And no one does this enough. People go into custom games to aim train, right? You know that, okay? Everyone does that to aim train, and that's great, right? And that's something people like to do. But people don't go into custom games enough to practice like combos and stuff. And now it's way easier. Like, do you do it, Chemist, with the, there's the ball custom game mode, or there's the wrecking ball custom game mode that allows you to practice all his combos and stuff?
I haven't practiced combos, but I've sat for like hours practicing getting used to the grapple and stuff.
Yeah, that's good. But also, I mean, to be honest, if you're doing that still and maybe like do it every day, to be honest, I only needed to do it like twice on 2 separate occasions for like, this was like Lucio, and for me, I kind of got that. But yeah, back in the day, if you did that, you were like way above everyone else as the hero because there was no custom game modes or anything like that. You just had to do it like solo or with someone else, right? But yeah, practice that as well and tell the whole team, because everyone needs to do that no matter what hero. That's how you practice the best, because it allows you to practice with no stress, right? Because there's no stress of you winning the game or you doing well. There's no stress, and it allows you to practice it so well. And every character and every player on your team should be doing that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, that's great. Chemist, one thing to step up your ball game will be to practice the combos. So do you have that wrecking ball mode? The one where like it spawns a hog and you can practice like actually bouncing off his head and getting slams and stuff like that? Honestly, within one time of me using that game mode, I could do the combo where you roll into him, boop him back, slow down, bounce off his head, and slam, right? And now it was easy. And that was literally like one session of me just doing it for fun. Like, I wasn't doing it to practice ball. I was just doing it for fun. If you can do that, within one day, you'd be good at it already. Like, that's how quick it is if you have that game mode. So I do have the game mode, and I will give it to you after if you remind me. But you can probably look it up online and get it anyway. And yeah, just do it and think how fun it will be if you can get really good at this. And I'm not like focusing you out at all. You're just the first person I thought of because you were the one who's newest on like ball. I'm sure all your other players are probably need this as well and are probably new on their characters as well. And everyone should do it, seriously. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That gets you confident on the character, and it means you're not tunnel visioning on like trying to play your character well. It's just natural to play them well, and you're able to like do these combos and stuff like that. And that does take time to get the natural element. But
yeah, like when stuff like Orisa Hog or Hog Sigma were fairly big,
yeah,
I'd go into custom games and practice either Orisa Shields, Orisa Pulls.
yeah, that's
or,
great. That's
like,
really good.
My one-shot combos on Hog and stuff.
Yeah, that's really good. And the fact you've done this for ball as well is absolutely amazing. You just now need everyone else on the team to do stuff like that as well. Ed, do you do that as well? I know Trace is a bit hard to practice that on, but for other characters.
Yeah, we got a big list with like with a bunch of custom games, and I've been through them for like my heroes.
Yeah, that's good. So what I would say as well, for DPS players, like especially hit scans like you, it's more important to do aim training, right? That's the important one, right? For every other character and every other role, it's important just to go into them in a custom game, either by yourself with a bot, right? I have a custom game where you can spawn a bot. You can do that as well, and just kind of get used to the combos and doing them. So it's literally natural. Tell the other teammates this on your team. It's really important. Anyway, let's watch what happens there. Okay, what am I going to say here?
My bad.
Because you guys weren't grouped up, what happened?
We're split.
Aston missed the elevator.
Yep. And that was literally because you guys weren't grouped up doing, I know, like that custom game would have helped, but yeah. So now this is going to mean these guys are taking some pressure without being as efficient and doing counter pressure. So if these guys are getting shot at and stuff like that, you don't have a Zen also shooting back for extra damage, if that makes sense, right? And also as well, if the guys up here hold it like this angle, right, they can deal damage and put pressure on the enemies without the Zen being able to do anything. The Zen can't see this angle here, right, behind this big pillar thing here. Whereas if you're here, the Zen can kind of shoot you, get some extra pressure. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, while these guys are getting up there, what should you two do, Chemist and Ed?
We should either pressure at that tracer and set up.
Pressuring out the tracer is automatic by default, but yes, good point.
And set up to dive their Zen.
That's the magic word, right? Set up, right? Okay, so you want to dive their Zen first. That's your plan, right?
Yeah.
Are you sure about the Zen? Do you think Hog could be diveable, or because remember, by the way, look at their comp. They have Hog instead of Bull. Is that now a new dive target?
That's another one that we could do, yeah.
Yeah, it's a new dive target. And by the way, Hog literally explodes if you have a Zen Discord on him, right? I know he has the heal, and the heal does make it a bit more tough. But yeah, with the Zen Discord, Hog just explodes, right? But obviously, he doesn't explode as much as Zen with the Discord, right? Does that make sense? But yeah, if your target is Zen, fine. Do remember that, okay, let's say, I know you have the priority targets of normally that would be number 1, that would be number 2, that would be number 3, right? That's your normal priority targets of who can die or who has the less HP, right? But does priority change depending on position?
It depends on who's in the Zen sightlines.
Right. I mean, technically, yeah. But let's keep it simple with position. What character has a higher priority? Oh, actually, what part of positioning changes the priority of a character?
Open space or closed space? Like,
kind of, yeah, I'll give you that. But what about in terms of distance to your team?
The closest one to our team so they can support.
Yeah. So basically, there is a priority list. It's like an array of like every character on the enemy team, right? And the characters move up and down live, like literally as the game is going on, right? Depending on stuff that's happening. So first of all, the default priority list is this, right? 1, 2, 3. I mean, technically, Hog is now 4, right? 5, and then Tracer 6, right? If it was Bull, it would be a bit different, right? Bull would be he'd either be 4 or 5. I'd say maybe 5. But yeah, so that's the default priority list. So you'd put like Zen, Brig, and stuff like that. You get the idea, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. But depending on what positions they're in, they move up and down on the priority list. So Zen here, because he's so far back, he's always going to be far back. That's just how Zens play, right? He can actually go lower on the priority list, and other heroes can go way higher, right? If they're like way in front here, and that means the group here have an easier time shooting them. For example, if Zen was behind this cover and he was hiding here, right, his priority is way lower, right? If he was hiding like inside, because you guys are going to be able to dive him, and it's going to be tough because he's inside and you can't really get a good slam off, and he has like support, obviously. But this character right here is like right in the middle of everyone, has a Discord on him. So basically, Hog being there increases his priority massively. If Hog had a Discord on him, it would also increase his priority massively if Zen could get the Discord on him. Do you see what I mean? So then in this situation, Hog might be your highest priority if Zen is hiding. If Zen is like right in the middle here, you can keep him as your first priority. And if they didn't have a Hog, you could keep Zen as your first priority because you can still get a Discord on him. But yeah, if Zen was like hiding from the Discord, right, then he might be a lower priority. And you need to. This is the sort of stuff that you two, right, you need to scout. If you know or you see that the Discord like can't go on the Zen, or Zen's struggling with the Discord, or there's no Discord on the enemy Zen, or you say, can you Discord the Zen, right? You ask your Zen, can you Discord the Zen? If he says no, you can just say something like Discord Hog, and you can do this from third person, Chemist, right? Third person while you're hiding, ready to go in. Can you be like Discord Hog, and then when you see the Discord on the Hog and he's still in this crazy position, you can be like, all right, guys, you ready to engage? 3, 2, 1, and then you guys all go in with the Discorded Hog. He explodes, he dies, right? And then obviously the next Discord will be automatic. You don't even need to call it out. It would just go on the Sigma by default, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Obviously, Zen needs to know this. Your Zen needs to kind of know this and listen out. But that's an extra kind of thing you can add on to your dives. And by the way, stuff like this becomes easier to do when it's not control. Why? Why does it become easier to do on like attack or like 2CP maps?
Because the way that they are playing on the around the point, you can take different angles. So and it's more linear even.
Yes, that's the first reason, right? It's more linear, and also it gives you more time. There's way more time. Look at your time pool, right? Control maps, right, are 1 minute. Not 1 minute, 100 seconds. Each percentage of a control map is 100 seconds, right? You guys literally have like 3 times that amount of time, right? As a control map, okay? So in 100 seconds, the control map's over. In this, you literally have 3 times the amount of time. You've got way more time to set up, way more time to be like, to scout people, to figure out who's where. And then as soon as you get it perfect, you guys can just win that instantly. Do you see what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
If you guys get it really well, take your time, set up, have the right Discord and people know where everyone on the enemy team is. It might take you a long time. In Control, you probably wouldn't have that time, right? Because everything happens so fast and everyone runs into each other. But on here, you have time to set this up, right? And if you set it up perfectly, you guys win. So that all the time you took, you guys just win the fight. And obviously it's worth it. If you guys are just going in fast, over and over, you guys end up losing like 3 fights in a row before you win, right? And that time taken to lose all those fights is way longer. Do you see what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So definitely take more time on this. Take more time to set up, and that's kind of down to you, Chemist, to tell your team that. You might have to tell everyone on the team. You might have to just tell your like divers and your Zen. But yeah, it gives you extra time. Whereas if you're in Control, the Zen Discord thing, obviously, if the Zen was really, really good, he would know exactly who he would hear you guys call out a target or know who you guys' main target was, and he would Discord them immediately. But that's really like kind of it's difficult for the Zen, and maybe the Zen's not good enough. And if you can be good enough to do that, Chemist, and just be like, right, our target is blah blah blah. Zen hears it, and then just say, Zen, can you Discord him? Like that's an extra tiny little line you're adding on that will help you massively with the dive. Okay,
Yeah.
because your dive target might change. It's not, as I said, it's not always Zen. Could be Hog. Could be Sigma if they're really far up, right? So try that. Try different targets. But I know you guys your guys' target is the Zen, and on the way to the Zen and to set up, who should you be forcing out? Tracer. Let's see if you shoot her. Chemist, you need to be shooting her earlier there.
Yeah.
And you kill her. Perfect, right? You force out the Tracer. This is like the best case scenario. How are you going to get from here to the Zen in one?
I'd jump off the side, swing off of the roof on my left, and over the point.
So this is what I'm visualizing, right? Jump off the side. I know there's a platform in the way. Swing off of the roof and go up here. Hog is watching. Hog's going to hook you, right? What's an easier way to get to the Zen to dive him? There's a safer way and there's a quicker way. The quicker way is doing what you just said, but you could also go. I mean, actually, no, you can't go out here because there's no roof. But I'd say the safer way. Why don't you roll in with Ed, right? Roll in and then roll off the side while holding down Control to get the slam. Do you see what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
You can roll with Ed as well, and that's safer if you're against a Hog. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because you're against a Hog. I think if Hog is good, he will hook you doing this. Let's watch what happens.
Yeah, he doesn't. I think I just actually missed my pile drive.
Okay, let's see.
You're
waiting for the setup from the Tracer. Ed, what am I going to say here?
I went in too early.
Why have the Echo and the Tracer gone in? What's going on? What's happening?
It happened a few times this scrim. I said, are you ready, Ed? And then I didn't get a response, and then he'd be in.
Right, maybe that's because Ed heard you say, ready, go, like, or something like that. Maybe, but also, Ed, maybe you're not concentrating enough. Yeah? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Which one do you think it is, if you were to be honest?
This scrim is concentration because I miscalculated all the days I have like eaten since breakfast and stuff like that. So I was pretty unfocused this game.
Okay, yeah.
But that's on me. So this time I'm unfocused.
Yeah, that's fine. So I mean, yeah, this is a bit of a problem. You got either Ed's gonna die or he's gonna have to recall, and you guys are gonna have to wait. He dies.
I think the Echo reacts from Ed going in as well. And think.
Yeah, I know. That I can guess. But I mean, you guys, you know why guys are losing this fight, right? Why are you guys losing this fight? Both your divers went in before you, so there was no distraction. Usually, ball is there also as a massive distraction. If there's no distraction and they just focus on them two, they can just kill one after the other. Then this is exactly what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bit of a problem. You guys are going to lose this fight, and the problem is, right? Sigma ulted as well, as the fight was already lost. So this is another ult economy thing. This fight is lost. Okay. Even with that ult, it's not going to be enough. I don't think. Maybe if you guys bring out Rally, but Echo's dead. You can't get any Echo ult. Yeah, it's too late. You just won't win it. Okay, Rally is too late at this point. At this point, I think it's too late. You guys have lost 2 people, and Echo had your main ult, right? I know rallied because the enemy rallied. That's not always the best thing to do. If you rally only in response to them, you're going to waste rallies like this. Your team should have known that you had 2 DPSs dead, and any deaths on your team are way. I don't know why I'm circling nothing, but any deaths on your team are way worse because they have a quicker respawn. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the trans
Yeah.
here was pointless. There's nothing to trans. What are you transing? Usually you trans like one of their key ults. So you'd trans Sigma ult, you would trans Echo ult, you would trans. I mean, I know there's no like Bull. Bull would be the main ult as well. You'd trans. There's Hog, but again, you can still trans Hog ult. To be honest, really. But anyway, you guys are committing to this fight, which means you guys have to all go in. But I just don't see you winning this at all. Okay. Oh, actually, okay. This could work now, right? So that slam was really good, and I like how you guys have all committed and you're all going in. And if you do all go in and you start using ults, it's best to just fully commit, and go in with all the ults. And this can come out as a winnable fight. In my head, I prefer to reset, right, and go in the next fight with like better ults, especially when 2 of you have died before any ults were used. But if your teammates start using ults by mistake, then you can just fully commit and go in like this, and it can work. Especially if the enemies are just all going on different targets like they are now. I still think they're going to respawn and get back in time. That's what I think. Let's see. Okay, really good kill on the Hog. You guys are at an advantage now because your 2 DPSs have respawned. Okay, yeah, Zen dying there was pretty bad, but... Wait, so you guys capped this fight? On your second point?
I don't think we cap it.
I don't think so, no.
Really? There's no way you don't cap it, surely.
We don't fully cap it.
Oh, yeah.
There's someone on point right now and we're not looking at, and we don't know.
It's the Tracer. It's the Tracer you guys are all missing. By the way, to make it simple, right? If you guys are ever in this scenario, who do you think you should be focusing against?
The people on the point.
Yeah. Just by the way, what do you think pro teams do when it's this scenario and it's like chaotic and they want to focus one person? What does the target caller do?
Shout one target, is it?
Check the target. Just repeatedly.
Yeah, literally like Tracer, then Hog. That's how I used to do it, right? That's the XQC style, right? That's how he first used to do it. But yeah, that's one thing to do. Everyone has to listen to it. If you were doing this, right, people weren't listening, and that's really bad for them, right? You have to listen to that no matter the scenario. Even if like Brig is like here and there's like 3 people in front of his face and there's a Tracer, the Brig stun on the Tracer could be what you guys need. And if you guys are all going on different targets, this is how enemies stall. So you guys had such an advantage here to win the fight. Let's go back by like a few seconds. You guys had such an advantage here to win the fight. And then what happened was, look where you're all looking. Look where all of you are looking. Right, you're looking at Idu because he's like fighting this Echo right in front of his face. But as you said, there's a Tracer on the point who's now like just going to contest for ages. Let's see how long he contests.
We just don't.
So you get the Echo down. You could kill the Echo here. Trans comes out. The Trans is tough, but yeah, Ed was on the Tracer and there wasn't enough damage on that Tracer for Ed to kill him. Trans comes out. You could still win if you guys survive now. You could still win after the Trans runs out now. You need to all be on the same target. Let's pause right here and let's see what targets you're all on. Actually, let's go back like 1 second. Okay. Just wait until the Trans ends and I want to see what targets you're all on. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So let's see what targets you're all on. Chemist, you're on the Echo. Ed, I guess you're going to be on this Tracer. Well, I mean, I can't guess that. And I guess the Sigma and the Brig are going to be on this Brig, I guess. Let's watch. So yeah, Sigma's on the Brig. Sigma's on the Brig. Brig's on the Tracer. Tracer's on the Tracer. You're on the Echo. And Echo's on the Echo. Do you see how like completely split this is, right?
Yeah.
If you guys all went on the same target, it would take 1 second and that target would be dead, right? You just need to all focus on the same target and call that out. There is a problem here when there's a Sig on the Brig and when both main tanks are on different targets, right? That's the start of the problem. I know Idu is going after this, is turning around to this Tracer because there's a Tracer shooting him, right? And Ed, you're trying to help him out.
Yeah.
I can kind of understand that, and this happens in the backline, especially when you're against Tracer. It happens quite often. But yeah, this is a bit of a problem with the Sig on the wrong target. And let's see how this... Yeah, I think Idu is going to die to the bomb. He didn't shield there, so a problem. But yeah, look, Brig is really low. Okay, you Chemist, you turned around and went on the Brig. So that was look. The moment you start target focusing, you kill them immediately. Do you see how effective it is? Even if it seems like the stupidest target ever. But now you have Sponken, who was on the wrong target. He was on the Zen. If Zen's your target, you go in. But honestly, by this point, the moment your Brig died, I think it's the fight's lost. Yeah, they just have respawns. This fight's lost. You guys are gonna get out. You won't have enough healing. Yeah, you're gonna die. I mean, this fight is completely over. You guys need to reset. Yeah, so basically, this fight started out terribly, right? You guys committed with ults and stuff like that, which I do kind of like disagree with, but it can work, okay? It can work with teams. Don't think it's always wrong. So it started out terribly. You brought it back with ultimates. The enemies brought it back with their own ultimates. You guys had the wrong target focus. You guys lose the fight with no advantage. So now you're coming into the next fight. You haven't done anything other than waste a minute and waste like half of your ultimates. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is really bad for you guys now. Like, it's worse than when you started, which is why I would have said, why didn't you guys just reset after the enemies started using their ultimates, or after 2 of your teammates died, because like the dive kind of fucked up. I still think you guys could have won that. But yeah, the target focus all over the place. And Zen Trans is one of the best stalling ults ever. And it kind of was the reason you guys struggled there. I hope he doesn't get this health kit. Good. Okay, he gets the heal out. Okay, gets the heal out. Let me speed it up. Sorry. I want to see what happens here. So you guys are going for the setup again. It's absolutely fine. Idu's jumping up there by himself. Idu needs to really like be with the team here. Careful just going up there by himself. Look at his damage he's taken, right? Because he just went up there by himself. He's now on like this HP. Does, yeah. And now like, you guys, it's funny. The 3 people here all went up on the platform at different times. Don't do that. Like, I can't stress that. Wait, why can I go through the floor? Oh, it's a replay. Yeah. Do not do this, okay? You guys need to basically focus on all going up the platform at once, so you're not taking unnecessary damage. Because now and especially with this team, right, with this comp, any unnecessary damage is so bad because of how little healing you guys have out of fights, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, any unnecessary damage is really bad, especially from these guys, right? Because the most damage, the characters that are going to be taking the most damage that will make the most difference is like the divers here. So if you guys take any damage now, right, you're going to either have to get a repair pack from Brig, and she only has limited ones of those, and because the Zen's healing, I do, because he went up there by himself, so that's a bit of a problem. But anyway, this is just the pre-fight stuff. Okay. A Sigma ult's coming in. He's going to scuff this, right? This is great from you guys. Do a soft reset and then go back in, right? He's wasted an ultimate, which is amazing for you guys. Soft reset and then go back in. Who's a big target for these 3 right now?
Echo.
The Echo that's right there.
Yeah, the Echo. So when they're going on the Echo, what I want you to do, Chemist. Oh, I don't know why you hope. Well, okay, Tracer's going to try and go in. You just need to third person and realize they're going in on the Echo. While this is happening and you're third personing from here, or you're third personing from here, whatever, counter dive. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, I think I might actually be coming back because I see the Tracer going round.
Yeah, well, don't chase after Tracer. You know where she's going to go. Go to the position where she's going to go. You can counter dive this, by the way, and same with Ed, right? Ed, you can go from under here, grab this mega, and kind of like, you know, you can like blink on top of this rock, blink on top of this, but it's not really that good. For you, Ed, I think it's better if you just cause a distraction. You shoot enemies from behind, get them to turn around, maybe 1v1 the Tracer. Chemist, you can like roll out here and then like grapple on either here or roll down, grapple on this thing, grapple up there, maybe counter dive, help with that. Why are the enemies diving for a start?
Because they committed ult, so they were engaging.
Exactly. They've used the Sigma ult, so they're committing. This is what teams do. If they hear an ult, they all start to go in, right? This doesn't mean it's a good dive, and honestly, I might even trust my team here to just kill this Echo solo, like without anything. Let's see what happens. Okay, they got absolutely bursted, so yeah, it's nothing much that can happen there. And now both your supports are dead, this fight's over. So this was kind of the Echo having way too much space here. So counter dive there was necessary. So what I would say, Chemist, to you and Ed, if you hear enemies using your ults, who are they going to be ulting? If you hear enemies like Sigma using ult, they're going to be ulting your Sigma like group. get back to that group immediately as soon as you hear that, right? Even you there, Chemist, or Ed, you there, shooting the Echo as she was here would have stopped her from getting these 2 kills. And then after that, you can like protect them from Tracer, protect them from Brig or something who's gonna like, I guess she'll bash over or something like that. But yeah, this fight is lost now. So basically, Sigma on the enemy team whiffed his ult, but him ulting was enough to tell the enemy team to just go in. And because you guys weren't ready and you guys were still trying to set up, or you guys didn't react to the enemy Sigma ult, they just went in 6v3. They all died before you guys could react to anything. Okay?
Yeah.
And then this fight is lost. Completely reset. Let's go to the next one. You guys have big ults here. You guys have big ults. Does Sigma know who they should be? Actually, there's no point. Sigma's not here. Chemist, do you know who to be ulting or how to ult this?
I would have an idea when I'm in the game, but I wouldn't be able to explain what I'm meant to do, if that makes sense.
It's usually the opposite, which is interesting. But okay.
Like, I can play it
I know it's
instinctively,
situational,
but I can't explain it.
Is there any way you could try to explain it?
I'd probably like, because the Hog and Sigma would be pushing up often. I'd probably, my first thought
behind them. Yep.
would be to ult behind them to stop them from backing up.
Yeah.
Or it would be to ult power drive the support.
Yeah. Those are both good ways to ult. That's it. You pretty much explained it well. Okay. I want to see what you do here, but let's go to 7-5. Oh no! I please hope Idu doesn't go up by himself. Okay, good. He's actually learned from the last time. That's great. Yeah. Even needs to be going up there. I don't know what he's. Wait, what? That makes no sense to me. Even was waiting for them to go up before.
Yeah, because the call here was that me and Chemist were going in the back line and they were supposed to go main. But then that's why Even was waiting. And the other just went up. Because I think...
Okay.
I think Aston like watched Bonk and Ido go up, so he just followed.
Yeah.
But Even was waiting for the call to go.
I wanted
Okay.
to go high.
So if the call was to go main, where should they have all gone?
Main.
Main, yeah. But now that you know, what's the better way to do it?
Just top right.
Yeah, top right is better in almost all scenarios, right? You can send one person main as like a distraction, but who would do that? Echo would be the only person I can think of, right? Top right is just insane. You're just negating a whole choke and you're giving yourselves high ground. You just have to be careful of dives and you have to use this pillar as much as possible. But yeah, this is a problem now because now they don't have their Sigma. I know the call was wrong. They're going to take poke damage, maybe. Okay, they don't take any damage. It's fine so far. Right, now, Chemist, you're setting up with the dive. Are your teammates ready?
No.
No. Okay, let's go back. Okay, where are you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you'd already gone in. Okay. So let's see when you grapple. Are your teammates ready?
No.
Is this grapple an engage or is this grapple just to get in their backline?
I think it's trying to get there to scout. That's why I'm doing it.
Perfectly fine. Right, that's perfectly fine.
But then the brig turns around and.
But why does the brig turn around and whip you? Because you go up these stairs. No. If you're doing this grapple, do not go up these stairs.
Yeah.
This grapple is a distraction to get them to all turn around and chase after you. So you just roll through there and back and forth. That's it. Like, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do that. And if you want to, what you do is you roll through here, you take this path, you can go up here, and then you can even go back here, like to your original position. It's like going onto this platform, right?
Yeah.
But what you do is you go up the stairs and you're just running into the enemies, I guess. Yeah, look, you're up here. Maybe it's because of your. Oh wow, you actually survived that. That was insane. Okay, yeah, this is a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
You see what I'm gonna say, right?
Yeah.
The enemies are not even close already. I guess your grapple landed you here, but you can change that. If I was here, one grapple, right? It could fly you over to here, and then you can just roll back here, and you can set up from third person from like these stairs, and just to see where the Zen is, like this, right?
If I had let go of it earlier, I would have flown down here.
But you can. There's air control, right? And in this game, air control, it's not to do with how early or late you let go of the grapple. It's just how you press WASD while you're grappling. And I guess letting go of the grapple as well. Yeah, I guess so. You do need to let go of the grapple because otherwise it will lock you to that position. Yeah?
Yeah, I just didn't let go there at all.
But anyway, roll here. This is your like home hub zone, right? Because there's a health kit here, and this is a perfect grapple zone because you can roll back to here, grapple up to there, and then slam onto the Zen like that, right? Or ult or whatever. So this is like a great area for ball because also if anyone chases after you, you've got like 3 ways to get out. 1, 2, 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a great place for ball. If they all chase after you and like body block all the doorways, I'd be surprised. But yeah, that would be your counter. But at that point, you have E, and you can always roll. They can't body block this doorway. You can always roll back through this door and back hit through here. Grab a health kit on the way. You're distracting them. If they're all chasing after you, distracting them. You're just telling your team, "Team, are you ready? Don't panic. Don't scream like, team, are you ready? Team, are you ready?" Like because you're getting chased. Don't do that. Just say, "Team, you ready to go in?" And while you're doing this, you're just chasing them around, like literally getting them to chase after you, going everywhere. And then as soon as they say they're ready, you know where the Zen is. He's going to stay in this position. So as you're rolling around, you know where the Zen is. And as soon as they say, "Yep, ready," you say 3, 2, 1, go, and you grapple from the position you were at last. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The problem is, while this was happening, maybe you called out, "Team, are you ready?" But from here, I mean, this is the first mistake is you've had to use slam, right? So how are you meant to engage without slam? The engage is like 50% as effective. Like if you don't have slam, you really need slam.
Yeah.
Okay. So now at this point, you need to chase them around until you get your slam and your E back, pretty much, right? Grab health kits on the way, roll effectively, blah blah blah. But yeah, what happens here now is you go in without slam and without E and ult. Your team aren't even ready. So this is kind of bad, right?
It's me playing entirely on my own.
Yeah, pretty much. All because you didn't let go of the grapple early enough here, and you thought, "Oh, I'm just going to go in immediately."
Yeah, I panicked.
The Sigma misplayed massively here. He just walked into 2 mines. That's really bad from him. Mistakes like that is what wins you fights, even if you make mistakes as well. But that's it. That's all that's happened with the ult. All these other like mines are just completely useless, right? And now I guess your target now is the Sigma because he walked into 2 of your mines. So if that is your new target, Ed, you need to listen for that and be going on the Sigma. If you were here, Ed, this Sigma would be dead. He's low enough that you could kill him easily here. I guess Chemist, you didn't engage, and your whole backline is dead, by the way.
Yeah, that we make the call to leave now.
Yeah, there's definitely a massive coordination error of everyone either going in solo at one point and just struggling with this coordination. This is why you're struggling here. Oh yeah, and it's Echo just soloing your whole team, pretty much, right? Echo just 2v1. The amount of times Echo has come from over here, gone here, this position where my camera is, and just destroyed your team. This is something that they need to be looking out for. If your Sigma just put a shield in front of the Echo's face or shield in front of you guys, and the Zen and the Sigma just shot the Echo, this Echo would have been dead. 2v1, Echo dies 99.9% of the time. Sigma needs to be looking to shield the Echo, right? Don't put the shield in front of the Echo's face. Put the shield in front of your face as Sigma. This is kind of a tip to the Sigma, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Zen, Discord them. Know where they are. Turn around, Discord them, and just shoot at them and get some few shots off if they're that close. But yeah, this should not be happening in your backline, and this should not be happening in your front line, I guess, either. Again, weak slam as well. Grapple didn't really come out. Now Ed has been chased after. I mean, this is a reset anyway. You guys have called this out, so it doesn't matter what happens here. I don't know how Ido's ended up here, by the way. Ido should have been with the group and died with them, honestly. Dying with them would have mean a quicker respawn, but we'll see. Yeah, can you notice, by the way, how every fight has a massive issue? One person's doing a massive issue, and it's causing the whole fight to just be like completely split.
Yeah.
This is why. Maybe it's a concentration thing. Maybe it's because like people weren't focusing because they had like a sub on Zen or something. Honestly, Aston, you're not doing too bad so far. Maybe your comms are bad. You're not telling the Sigma to come with you. You're not comming enough, but
yeah,
you're actually doing not too bad. I mean, I could go in first person and then flame you, but we won't want to do that. Don't worry. Do you want me to continue going through this replay? Or do you think it's just going to be the same mistakes?
It's going to be the same mistakes over and over again, I think.
Well, since they're so close...
The last 40 seconds.
Yeah. I was about to say that. Okay, so you guys have decided now. Let's go through main with a rally. This is perfectly fine. If you guys are rallying through main is quicker, and the amount of times I've seen you guys all use the lifts incorrectly at the different times, this is probably your safest bet, honestly. And also, the enemies have stopped covering main because they know you're just going up here. So if you then finally decide to go main, this is fine. This works, right? So this is probably your best fight so far, right? Ed's still not ready. Ed, get ready quicker is what I would say at this point, right? And everyone's already going in. Ed, you need to be already like going in. Maybe you're hesitating too much. Yeah, you're hesitating too. This is a bit of a problem, Ed. Let's go back. Yeah. You're taking way too long to set up. Look how long you just walk around here. Your team are going in and you're just walking around. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you've used 2 blinks just to get to the fight. Yeah, I think you were... Yeah, there was just too much of you idling around. You were trying to look for the echo, weren't you?
Yeah.
You should be in right now. Look where you are. You're even looking where to go. You should be double blink over to here. Okay, maybe not double blink because they could turn around and kill you. But as soon as you hear the rally, you can double blink over because they're all going to be looking at the rally. Yeah?
Yeah.
But you just hesitate way too long. I don't know what were you waiting for? The echo.
I think so, or that they were like pushing in more, so I could go in with. I don't know.
But as soon as you hear the rally, by the way, also as soon as you hear the rally, you can go in main to go and grab the rally if you really want to. So blink over to your team and just grab the rally, and then go in forward with your team. I know it's not really how you play this comp because now the whole comp's playing like spam going in through main, right? But it's a lot easier. It really is easier. Dive is so hard. Slam comes in, ults come in. You counter this brig rally, I think. Yeah, with the echo thing. There's a backline coming over here. You took out the echo really quickly. You guys now split. If Echo's used her ult on like a character that can't fly, so like the Zen, tag out the ult and then run back to main, please. Yeah? Everyone should do that, right? Don't chase after the Echo. You're never going to kill her if she has an ult and she's still got her like double flight, right? Go back to main. Focus on the targets that are on main. Because now you have a Sigma in here. Oh, wait, it's Echo. Yeah, you have the Echo going in, wasting an ult because of this. But maybe the Echo gets his ult, actually. Yep, all good. The ult was a bit scuffed. The ult was a bit scuffed, but you guys can win this if you guys all focus the same target. So Zen was being focused on by just one person, so it's a bit of bad target focus. Again, the bomb there. Let me go even slower. So can you see why? How can I tell that you guys are focusing the wrong targets? There's something that allows me to tell that.
They're all on low health and they just
exactly. If they're all on low health, this is wrong target focus. If you all just focus the hog, even if it's like you could do barely any damage to him, he would have died here. That's barely any damage. He would have been dead here, right? Then you can just go over to the brig and focus on her. If they're all on low health, they're all getting value. Don't do that, okay? They're all getting value. Okay? I mean, you probably will kill the hog, yeah? And you will kill the brig. But it's... I mean, look, brig's got a kill on that health, right? Hog would have died way, way, way earlier. And if Hog died way earlier, because you were focusing on them, right? Then the brig would have died earlier. Would have been dead for a start. Then your Tracer would have survived, and your Hog and your Sigma would have survived. Look at the 2 kills that the Sigma and Hog got. Oh, sorry, the Hog and brig got. Look at the 2 kills they got.
Yeah.
And those were the 2 targets that were so low that would have died way earlier. Target focus is all over the place, for sure. Do you want me to go through that fight again to show you who was on what, or do you think you get the idea?
I think I get the I get the idea. I don't know if it's used.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I mean, this fight is lost now because of those 2 picks, pretty much. With the bomb as well, definitely lost. And now this... I mean, there's no way you win this fight. Right, you've got Idu to contest a point. It's not even a tank. Game over. Right, he's just going to die. No matter what they do, unless these 2 had ults, you wouldn't have been able to win this. Okay, that's Volskaya. Do you want me to continue for defense?
No, I think.
I mean, we've only got 5 minutes anyway.
To be fair, you went over time the other day, so I'm happy to call it there.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, that's fine.
There's loads of stuff there that's a mistake, but can you guys write down now? I want you guys with 5 minutes to go. It's fine. I want you guys to write down now in your team chat, whatever, like a bullet points of the main mistakes you've gathered from this lesson, because this will help a lot. Trust me. I haven't done it before, but this will help a lot.
Okay.
Okay. We will do that now.
And tell me them. Like, write it down maybe, or send it to me so I can see it as well, so I can tell you anything to add and stuff like that. The main bullet points of either what the big team's mistake was and what individual mistakes that kept cropping up were.
The lift. That goddamn lift.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know it seems funny, but it's so important as well.
Yeah.
Like the lift before I like actual like Overwatch League coaches that we had and like contenders coaches and stuff would like cement this into our brain how important it was to all get on the lift at the same time, and that was when the lifts were actually hard. Now they're much easier and you guys are still not doing them correctly, right? That's like a big problem. Okay, I know it seems so like minuscule, but it actually was losing you fights and causing some of you to die sometimes because people just weren't ready as early enough because they just weren't sticking together and going on the lift quickly. So that is something you can definitely write down. Yeah, that just shows that you guys aren't all grouped up together and you're not moving together. It's just everyone's kind of on the different page doing their own thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to wait for the okay from the team before engaging. That I did that a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely get that into your head. And so there's loads of stuff. I can tell you that's the bullet points now if you want me to, right? So one of the stuff was get everyone to go into custom games, just kind of become confident on their hero so they can focus more on the team. Yeah. Or even comp with that hero is good enough. Yeah. So that's one thing. For you, Chemist, right? As you said, wait from the okay from the team. Yeah. But also take time on 2CP maps. It's not control. You can take time. You've got loads more time to set up, find the right person, all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So take more time on anything that isn't control. On control, it's more of like a chaotic fight and it's down to target calling more on control. But on any other map like this, take time, scout, figure out who's discorded, call out. So that's another thing. So take time is one of the bullet points. The other one was ask for discords on the right target because you have so much time, right?
Yeah.
And that means also Chemist, Ed, and your Echo player, you need to be looking at who's discorded or knowing, oh, this person's discorded. Let's dive them instead or something like that, right? Another bullet point would be, what am I going to say about the hog?
Discord and dive him.
Right, but what am I going to say? What can you put in the bullet point about hog because he's not bull? Do you know what I'm trying to get at?
If they're playing a hog, you can put him up on the priority list or like on the target list.
Yep, perfect.
If
but
he's playing near the comp.
The main thing is if they're not playing a ball, that's the main thing. If they're not playing a ball, their team is different. Their team comp is different. They're more CC, right? In terms of actually, but they've got more kill potential, like more burst potential, but it's less divey. So their comp is more spam if they're playing no ball and hog instead. And if their comp is more spam, then how do you counter that? Dive, right? So spend more time to set up dives and try and dive their spam group, anyone in their spam group, as you said. So that's another bullet point for you to write down. Do you want me to tell you right now a bullet point for each player? Something important.
If you don't mind, that'd be ideal.
Yeah. So, right. I do. Are you guys writing this down? Are you ready?
Yeah.
I might speak quite fast.
It's okay.
Okay, so bullet point for I do. Okay. Don't go off. Stop going off by yourself. Glue yourself to the Sigma, right? And this also means stop taking lifts by yourself and stuff like that, right? That was his main mistake, going off by himself and just like, I mean, you saw it at the start. I don't know if do you want me to get a screenshot of him being solo on that first fight?
If you want
or
to.
will you guys get it? Or will he understand?
He'll understand, for sure.
Okay, if not, show him this replay and just show him that point, okay?
Okay.
Tell him to stay more grouped. It's not that bad, but it happened a few times. So that is and it is a big problem. Yeah?
Yes.
For him anyway. Right, lunchbox. Well, I guess it was a sub, so I will skip that, right? It was you, right, Aston, in this game, yeah?
It was, yeah.
Or skip that, it doesn't matter. I'd have to see his actual gameplay. Sponken, is he part of your team, or I thought you guys were getting him?
Yeah,
he's basically a sub too, I guess.
Is he a sub?
He's
Like a permanent
He
fixture
would
at the
Is there
moment.
stand in while
potential for-
we get a trial.
Is he a potential to be on the team?
No.
Okay,
But
do you want me to give him a bullet point anyway?
If you could,
Yeah,
yes, please. Yeah.
because
Yeah, sure. Okay, so for Sponken, I didn't really see much he did actually. I didn't really go over much of
a
the stuff he
question
did.
that he said after the scrim, he
Yep.
said that he finds it difficult he feels like he has to stay with the group, but also dive, and he doesn't understand that. Basically.
Okay. So staying with the group and diving was a thing for control maps as well, right? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
But it keeps him safe and it keeps the heals on him because he doesn't have as much maneuverability as Tracer and stuff like that. So if he goes off on flanks ready to dive, any damage he takes can be death, right?
Yeah.
And he can't recall damage, whereas Tracer can. Okay, so that's why he kind of needs to be with the group. But if he's having a problem with that, it might be because you guys are diving at separate times and your group isn't ready, so he's nowhere near to help with the dive. But the tip I would give him is stay with the group, wait until the group's all set up and you're in a kind of close position, and when the call for the dive comes out, press shift. So you're flying up and you're ready to throw mines when someone gets lifted up. So you're already flying in when the call for the dive starting. Does that make sense? So when the call for the dive starts, press shift and start flying in and get ready to use mines. Mines is honestly, right, in my opinion, mines is enough for Echo to help with the dive. That's it. If you can hit the mines. If you miss every mine, pointless, right, obviously.
And it's
But mines is
over
enough.
half of a target's health if you land all 5, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Like it's literally like almost an insta kill. It's insane, right? That's what I'm saying. But you're not gonna land all 5, right? But even like 2, right, mines hitting, that's enough to help with a dive. That would mean a slam from the ball. That's good, and like 2 bullets is a kill, right? That's enough. That the mines is like the instant kill, and then if they don't die, right, he needs to glide down and use the laser. But I'm telling you now, you don't even need to use the laser. Like that's why he doesn't need to be close to help with the dive. He needs to be with the team, shift up high, so he's ready to use the mines. Mines is the engagement tool for the Echo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But also be good with mines and be calm with them. Right. So that's Sponken. You ready for Ed's one?
Yep.
Ed, don't go in solo. Wait for the call, and also be kind of like more adaptive in scenarios. Like, don't just think, right, I need to always go on the Zen, or like I need to kind of like. Actually, another even better one would be like, don't wait around. Set up faster and hide more. That's probably an easier one for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't wait around like you did on the right here. You need to get in a setup position faster and know that you could get to the place you need to dive within 2 blinks. If it's really, really hard for you to get in a position to dive this Zen, first of all, doing it from the right, really, really hard. Doing it from the left, way easier because you can honestly blink from like here, double blink onto the Zen, right? Try that, yeah? So you can hide in this room. When the dive comes out and you need to go on the Zen, you can just walk out, double blink, Zen's dead, right? Try that.
Okay.
You can do it from there. You can do it from the side here, like you were doing before. It's up to you. Okay? Because if there's a tracer holding this area, it might be hard to hide in here, right? So it might be easier to go here, grab this mini, and then come up here and then dive the Zen. Yeah? So that's for you, Ed. Set up quicker so the team's not just waiting around. Yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, Chemist.
Yep.
You know what I'm going to say? Basically, yeah, don't go in solo on fights and spend more time getting the enemies to chase after you, or spend more time just like running around in their backline waiting for Ed to call out he's ready. Then try not to use any moves. The only move you want to use is grapple to like run away, and then as soon as you get the next grapple, you can say, right, ready to go in 3 2 1, blah blah blah, done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Call out when you start the grapple. That's when you call out the dive. So then Echo has time to like fly up in the air. So when you slam, she's ready in vision. Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, you saw the mistakes you made as well. That's fine. But yeah, that's the main one. So don't go in solo. You get the idea.
Yeah.
And finally, even star, stay more grouped with your team. Stay more grouped with the Zen, and I'd say also abuse like high grounds where possible, like on this map, right? Stay more grouped so you actually use the lift, abuse high grounds more, and maybe pay more attention to like flanking echoes or something like that, and shield in front of your face, not the echo's face. That's the main one as well. That's how an easier way to deal with the echo, because the echo was kind of destroying those two in this. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and to shield in front of your face as the Sigma, you just click right click, but even Star will know that. You just click it once, like tap it. You don't hold it, you just tap it, and it would shield in front of your face. And obviously, actually, that can be another thing on top of this bullet point. Put more, if the echo's close to you, just fire bullets at the echo. Right, put more pressure on the echo with the Zen Discord, and echo will fly away. You don't have to kill the echo. More pressure is good enough. Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
Thank you very much.
Anything else, guys?
That's it.
Are
Thank
these like pretty much what you just said, but summarized, kind of?
Stop going by self. Glue self to Sigma. Don't use elevator by self. Stay more grouped. Fine. Stay with group. We can win off dive. Use shift to flight pie and sticky the target. Just 2 is enough to help with dive. Ed, don't go in solo. Wait for the call. Be more adaptive. Set up quicker. Yeah, this is good. Like, these are actually really good. Nice. Chemist, don't go in solo. Spend more time disrupting impulse disruption. Don't use manipulatives. Oh, crap. Yep. Yeah. So, what I like to do, okay, and what I have found helped was, not what I like to do because it's really hard to do this, but I wish there was a way to kind of like get mini like mini clips of these things going wrong, just so you can as like a GIF. I don't know how you do that, and it'd probably take loads of effort. Maybe with what's it called? Insights. Do you guys use insights.gg?
We tried using it yesterday, but it didn't work properly.
Yeah.
You can't really do it with I wish you could take like snippets. I might figure this out how to do like a GIF. It might be just straight up guys a GIF. If you guys figure this out, message me, right? How to do a little GIF of like my screen right now, so I could GIF when these mistakes were happening, and you could like attach it to these like things, so people can actually see where it's going wrong. Because now all I can say is you guys go through the replay and see when it goes wrong, but that's not really helpful, is it?
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys figure out how to do that, I'll try and figure that out. Let me know, or maybe ask other guys and see if they all know. Like maybe a program or something that allows you to just make a GIF of your screen like on the go. Guys, a GIF is the only thing I can think of, but like, let's see if this works. I guess that does work, you know. Oh, I guess it does work. Oh, I could do that next time. I didn't even know that. All right. It's a bit scuffed, but yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. See you later.
Cheers. Yep. Thanks.
Any other questions? Let me know.
All right.
Okay. See you later, guys.
See you.